Everybody, welcome back to Average Guys Sports Talk. I'm Tyler Atwell here with Rye.
And I'm Rye.
And all right, in this video, we're reacting to the Cleveland Browns versus Dallas Cowboys week one of the 2024-2025 NFL season.
Let's
This
get
is
it
the one that I
going.
was looking forward to doing the least, but hey, we got to do it. We're professionals here. We might be average, but we're professional. All right, I'm gonna share my screen, window, share, boom. Here we go. Rye, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's open it up. We got to wait for our ceremonial YouTube ads to play. This is if you want to have a professionally made resume for your career in Spanish by Job Seeker. Well done, Job Seeker. All right, here we go. Dallas Cowboys, Cleveland Browns. Cleveland wins the toss. They elect to defer to give Dallas the ball first, and then boom, here we go. Right out of the gate, Dallas is just going backwards. Big sack by Dalvin Tomlinson. I'll tell you, at this point of the game, as a Browns fan, you're feeling great. This was by far the best part of the game for us. um, nice run there by Elliott, but make the
Yeah.
stop. They were just way too far behind the sticks. 3-and-out. Browns fans feeling great.
Now Deshaun Watson has to come out and prove himself.
And I'll say this, our punt returner, like this is the best our punt return has looked in a while, in several years. So that's good to see. So here comes this offense. And then here's the thing with this first drive. They come out, he's making throws, like they're moving the ball. I know they don't get the touchdown. Well, as we'll see here in a few minutes, but they're moving it. They do look rusty, of course, but at least here we're actually seeing something, you know?
Yeah, he
Deshaun's
made a nice
plays with
run
his
there.
feet, but then they get stalled out. And here's the thing. Here's what you don't see in this reaction video. What you don't see is just all of the offensive penalties, um, illegal procedures, illegal man downfield or ineligible man downfield, holding, false start. Create like there. Anytime the Browns would do something good, our offensive line would offset it just by doing something incredibly basic wrong. Granted, we're down to our third and fourth tackles at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot of injuries on your side for sure.
Yeah, but
CD
still,
Lamb going
it doesn't
nuts.
matter. You don't want to see it. You want to see guys who are prepared. And just like with the Bengals, the Browns don't play in the preseason either. They're starters. So yeah. I mean this was probably like the worst drive for the Browns defense. Like I think our defense looked pretty solid in this game. They just caught
Yeah,
one.
Brandon Cooks was all by himself.
What's that?
Brandon Cooks was all by himself.
Yeah, Juan Thornhill just fell asleep on that one. And hopefully that's not something that continues to happen. But the thing is that our defense kept us in the game for a while. Like even though we were just getting spanked on offense, our defense at least made it so that in the third quarter we were still thinking, hey, maybe like there's a chance, we could come back. Now our offense proved that.
I mean, you couldn't. He's bailing out too early too.
Yeah,
Looks like
Deshaun
Amari
definitely looks
Cooper was
like
wide open.
what's that?
Looks like Amari Cooper was open there.
That one, all right, yeah, that the one where Amari comes open.
Yeah.
Uh, it was after the play was there were some where Deshaun definitely bailed out early. There were a few where everybody's saying like, "Oh, so and so is open," but a lot of times, if you look at like where it's at in the play where the guy comes open, it's just kind of too late. But yeah, Deshaun definitely looks like a guy who hasn't played in a whole lot of games recently, didn't play in the preseason at all, and like is just like his adrenaline is too high and he's bailing out too early. He's overthrowing his receivers.
He just lost his dad.
His dad literally just died 2 days before this game. I'm not making excuses, but like that's what it looks like, right? He looks like somebody who's got all this stuff going on. Um, And it's a new offense, and our offensive line is just atrocious in this game.
Yeah, Bill Callahan was a insurmountable loss.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's insurmountable. I'd say it's definitely a significant loss, but no, they just need some time to play together, and for whatever because of all the injuries, nobody was playing in the preseason. Like none of our starters, even a lot of our second team guys weren't even playing in the preseason just because there were so many injuries. And so this looks like a team that has three new offensive coaches and don't have any practice together. Not only did they not play in the preseason, but they didn't even practice together. Like for the most part, like I think only a couple days of the entire offseason were our starters actually all practicing together.
Yeah,
And I don't even
and
mean
that
all. I just mean like most of the starters practicing together, not even all of them, because
and Aaron Goldhammer, the one of the radio announcers for ESPN Cleveland, he said he went out to a few of the training camp practices, and they were very like they weren't very physical at all.
no,
They're very country club. He called it.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
And then I mean, and then you're Deshaun. You give that right before the half. You give that interception.
Yeah, man. That
You
was
got to be feel
stupid. That
better.
was a stupid decision. Like you don't throw a ball without into Michael Parsons thinking he's just not going to tip it, you know?
Yeah, he was looking right at you in the eye.
Hmm. So, yeah, I like definitely this is just an ugly game, man. Like this was just such a frustrating game. And the thing is they had chances to get into the game. They just couldn't get any offensive rhythm because when they do make good plays, either guys are dropping balls wide open or the offensive line was just like either getting penalties or just atrocious, letting guys through, tons of pressure on Deshaun all day, forcing him like just stuff like that. And on top of that, our wide receivers weren't getting open.
No,
So it's like it's hard to I know a lot of people are putting this on Deshaun. And yeah, he had a bad game, that's for sure, but it's not all on Deshaun. Like it's definitely
no, he definitely wasn't getting help. I don't think he's
it's,
the answer though. I think he's a shell of himself.
well, not according to I mean, guys
And
that
then you
aren't even
give
on
up.
the team anymore are tweeting saying that they've seen him do things in practice that they've never seen other quarterbacks do. Like he looks like an elite quarterback. He hasn't played. And you can see like he comes out here, he's overthrowing guys because he's all amped up. He's bailing out of the pocket early. Like I think he's going to be fine, but they need some time playing together. And this is the time of the year where they want to get wins. And this doesn't help either. Like Njoku was kind of our workhorse guy, and he's looking like he's got a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, he's out for at least 4 weeks.
Yeah, like nah, he's not. They're not going to put him on the pup list. I don't think. I think he'll be out for like three
No,
weeks probably.
oh really? Grossi said 4 weeks.
Did he already say that? Is that
Yeah.
official?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that sucks.
At
But
least
all
they
right,
were
hey,
able to get in here.
they showed signs of life. That's why I'm not. I know a lot of people are extremely down on the Browns, and like I get it, they looked like shit. But their defense kept them in the game. Even when they were getting their asses kicked, the defense still kept them in the game. I know Dallas scored a lot of points, but honestly, the defense didn't give up most of those points. The offense did, and special teams. Our offensive line is going to get better. Like I said, we got our third and fourth string guy out there, and it's a new coach, and they didn't play together in the preseason. So they're just a team trying to figure it out, and where the other team has pretty much got it all figured out.
Right, but they got like the worst the the hardest schedule in the league, so like they don't have time to figure it out. Like the
They do have
Steelers
time.
don't have
That's the
time to
thing.
figure it out.
They do have time. That's the thing. Is like the first part of their schedule is pretty soft. Like we're looking pretty good over the next few weeks, and we were assuming a lot of people were saying, "Hey, Browns are going to go 5-1, and that one loss is going to come from Dallas. If Browns come out next week and they look a lot better against Jacksonville and they pull away with a win, even if they don't look like perfect, like I'm sure there's no way they're going to look perfect next week. If they come back and they look significantly better and they pull out a loss despite the fact that there are some ugly moments, people are going to be feeling a lot better about them. And that gives them, they've got a good runway here. They've got a good soft few games leading up to the tough part of the schedule. So,
Okay, I'll play devil's advocate here. What if they
mhm.
don't? What if this is it for Deshaun? What
Well,
if
then
he
that's it for
doesn't?
Deshaun, and that's why we went and got Jameis Winston, and they're gonna have to look into either drafting somebody or bringing somebody in, or doing like a soft relaunch. But I'll say
They
that
got they got to do something. They got to do something to get out of that contract if they can.
they'll be fine. I think Deshaun's gonna be fine, but yeah, you're if Deshaun is not fine, if it's a problem, then he's gonna be a really expensive bench player. But we got Jameis. We went and got Jameis for this reason specifically. So, and there's still a really good roster built around that. We saw what they did with Joe Flacco last year. I definitely think Jameis Winston is an upgrade over Joe Flacco. Um,
Yeah,
and
I
Nick Chubb's coming back week 5, which I know we don't know what he's going to be, but that's going to be no matter what, like that's going to be a new breath of fresh air for the guys in the locker room. It's going to give them new juice, new motivation,
Nick
right? So,
Nick Chubb at 70 is better than
yeah,
Jerome Ford at 100.
I don't get that. I don't get all the Jerome Ford hate either. I think like, yeah, he does do some frustrating things sometimes where he dances at the line of scrimmage and just doesn't go get those yards. But I thought he had a pretty good game actually.
Yeah.
And I think
Well,
Jerome Ford has been solid. He's just not Nick Chubb, and I don't know why. Like everybody's expecting him to be Nick Chubb. That's crazy. Nobody's Nick Chubb.
except for Nick Chubb.
Yeah, right. But yeah, this is a big booty beatdown right here.
Big booty beat down. 33-10. I think it. Yeah, it was this play. I'm frozen again, but it was this play where Amari Cooper was coming streaming wide open across the middle, and he just bailed out and threw it to the sideline.
Um, no, it was a different play. That was earlier in the game. I know what you're talking about. It was earlier in the game, and yeah, I mean, he missed some throws in this game. That's for sure. He
Dallas
was just
nailed it
like
down.
he was just under pressure constantly throughout the entire game. So, and then there were those random plays where he wasn't under pressure. And he was like, I don't know. I think it caught him off guard, you know. But
Yeah.
but yeah. All right. That glad we got that over with. Let's look at the box score. Browns. What's their name? Cowboys. Box score. 33-17. People are going to use that as a talking point against the Browns defense. I think the Browns defense looked pretty good against a really good offense. Most of those points came from our offense. We gifted them a lot of those points. Deshaun Watson, 24 for 45, 169 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Yeah,
I
poopy.
think that's another thing. You can't make him come out and throw the ball 45 times.
Yeah, I think the game plan, I don't know what that was. Like that was probably one of Stefanski's worst game plans and calls of his career. Like that was the worst.
I was listening to Cleveland radio, and they were they were like, "Man, you brought Ken Dorsey in to change the offense. Why don't you just give it to him and let him call the plays?"
I understand why Stefanski calls plays, but and I also think that this wasn't this isn't all on Stefanski either. Obviously he's the head coach and he's the play caller, but that team was unprepared and yeah, it has a lot to do with injuries, but I think that everybody's got to take accountability here, including Ken Dorsey, because just because Stefanski's calling plays, Dorsey is a huge part of this. He's the coordinator. Like the
Yeah,
coordinator's only job isn't to call plays. That's probably one of the smaller parts of their job because the plays the coordinator is the one that decides what plays are actually going to be on that sheet for the play caller to call, right? Like they
Hmm.
design plays, and the play design just wasn't there. I think there's just there's it's a bigger adjustment than we thought. It's a bigger deal that they didn't play together in the preseason. They didn't really practice together in the preseason. And while I understand why they did Country Club preseason this year because of the injuries, it had an effect. It definitely had an effect. And yeah, it was very optimistic of me to think that it wouldn't, that they would just like come out and look the way.
I mean, and next
But
week's
anyways,
not a very easy game. Going to Jacksonville.
yeah, but I like our chances against the Jags. It'll be a tough game, but I like our chances against the Jags.
I think it's a must
Uh,
win already, Ty.
no, get out of here. There's no world where the second week of football is a must win. I don't care how difficult your
Um,
schedule looks at the end of the season. We don't know who knows what's going to happen between now and the end of the season.
well, I mean,
Definitely not.
you're also in the toughest division in the league. So I mean, you're starting out 0-2 in this division.
But we're not 0-2 in
I
this division. One, our first loss was against an NFC team. Two, if
I know,
if
but I'm talking about in general. An 0-2 start with this division.
uh,
It's not.
I Yeah. I think every week is an important game. I think next week is an AFC game. That makes it even more important. I think the Jags are pretty good, but I don't see it as a must win. I definitely see it as a very like, yeah, we want to go out and win. Like that's big, but season's not on the line here. Um, but yeah, we'll see.
Um,
We'll see how it goes. So rushing, Jerome Ford, 12 carries, 44 yards, 3.7 average, one touchdown. Sean, 5 carries, 39 yards. I think that Deshaun had a good day of running the ball. He was elusive for the most part. He ran the ball pretty well. David
yeah.
Njoku is our top receiver. Unfortunately, he comes out now. He's injured. That's a huge blow to the team. But
Ankle
hey,
sprain.
Jordan Atkins stepped up and he's the next highest receiver. None of the receivers had a good game though. Jerry Judy with the touchdown. But yeah, I think this receiving core has definitely got to go look themselves in the mirror and figure out who they are, and um, they need to come out and make plays because they
Hmm.
definitely dropped some things that David Njoku wide open drops. Amari Cooper dropped that bomb that should have been a touchdown, even though it was later in the game. Should have been a touchdown. Um, Elijah Moore misses a ball that he should have caught, ends up tipping it. Turns out to be an interception. So yeah, I was encouraged by our kick returns, punt returns, and kick returns. Jalen Darden did a good job. It's pretty interesting that they just brought in what's his name? What's his name? He used to play for the Chiefs.
Oh,
Kadoti
Darius Tony.
Kadarius Tony. Yeah, Kadarius Tony. It's kind of interesting they brought him in after Jalen Darden had such a good kick return week, but we'll see how they use him. Cowboys, yeah, man, they look good, dude. They look like I mean, I'll say this, Dak didn't have the best game. Like it looks like he did, but Dak didn't have the best game. He was 19 for 32, 179 yards, one touchdown.
What was his passer rating?
I don't know. I'm not
Hmm.
sure. Um, Rushing, Zeke Elliott, 10 carries, 40 yards. Rico Dowdle, 8 carries, 26 yards. CD Lamb, 3 carries, 25 yards. Receiving, CD Lamb had a good game, 5 receptions, 61 yards. Brandon Cooks, 4 for 40 with one touchdown. Um, Jake Ferguson wasn't really a big factor. Uh, those interceptions were, those were killers. And yeah, that's it. So um, I know, let me stop sharing my screen. I know that, you're always going to be more optimistic about your team than other people are, but I definitely think the Browns are going to bounce back. The thing that's so frustrating to me about this game is that, of course, it was a nationally broadcast game, Tom Brady's first broadcast, and everybody's watching, and they go lay a fat stinker. And
Yeah,
I think they're going to be okay, but
the optics aren't good at all.
nobody's going to forget this game. So this just guarantees it's going to be another year where national media just talks a bunch of crap. But it is what it is. I think they're going to come back. They're going to be better. The line's going to figure it out. Line's definitely not the strong part of the Browns anymore, but I think they will figure it out and at least be pretty like decent receiving core. They've really got to figure it out. And
I
starts with
lost
Amari
you.
Cooper, and hopefully Jordan Akins can step in for Njoku and be good. Now he's not going to be David Njoku, but if he can be passable and be a threat in the pass game, then and have a little bit of chemistry with Deshaun, that's all we can ask for from that. And the run game, yeah, I mean the run game's rough. Jerome Ford, I think, is better than people give him credit for, especially in the pass game. Especially as a pass blocker, he's a really good pass blocker. But it was interesting that Devontae Foreman didn't run the ball. I don't think he came in at all in this game, did he?
Yeah, he was there. He was out there.
So that was interesting. Yeah, no carries for Devontae Foreman. We'll see what happens with that, and then we'll see what Nick Chubb is when he comes back in like I don't know 3 or 4 more weeks, hopefully, or like, probably like 4 or 5 more weeks, hopefully. But that's it. I'm not sure if I think Rye dropped out with his connection. Hopefully, I don't know if he's here or not. But
I'm here.
that's the Cleveland Browns versus the Dallas Cowboys. And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these reactions, please like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Super helpful. And we will talk to you in the next video. Thanks.
Bang bang.